What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of U4 Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2. So this is episode 13. With me, as always, half Bluespade.
Yeah, we're of course at the halfway point of the second season. Um, I mean, like just visually, this is like the most impressive I've ever seen it.
Oh, yeah.
Uh, so
I mean,
so far,
just I would say, like, so far, this is probably the best fight scene in the series. I mean, there have been some pretty standout fights, but I mean, this one was really good. Like, I mean, I was just like, I mean, not only just the animation, but just the different camera angles, uh, and just also the lighting as well. Everything just looks so good. I mean, I felt like they really like pulled out all the stops for this episode in particular. It felt like, um, I mean, I also like, I mean, the way everything, the motion, like the way that Yuji and moved around was just really fluid. Uh, yeah, just really impressive all around. I felt like,
yeah, it's just the overall fight choreography between the fight between Yuji and Choso was really well done, in my opinion.
yeah,
Um, I mean, basically, this it's what the entire episode was all about. I mean, we do get like a few scenes before this in which Yuji sees a whole bunch of civilians being slaughtered by all these cursed spirits, and he's debating and like whether or not that he should help them out until like Toge comes in to help out and basically, well, I guess in his way, tells Yuji to go down to the subway to take care of things, while Togi decides to go out, to save the civilians from these cursed spirits.
yeah. Um, I also like the way, I mean, even before the fight scene, like just there's all these different angles of Yuji like running towards the subway. We just see like his silhouette running, and then we see him like when he jumps down the stairs, it kind of slowly reveals Choso just there waiting for him, and Choso doesn't give him any opportunity to even. I mean, he doesn't even let him land. Once he jumps down the stairs, he immediately like fires. I think is like his blood at him before Yuji can even like get down there. So he immediately has to avoid it. And I mean,
Yeah,
as we know, Choso has this huge grudge against Yuji, and we don't really know why. Because I mean, this is the first time we've been introduced to this character. Like he's a new character. We don't know who he is. But of course we find out who he is in this episode, and we kind of after that we understand why he so badly wants to kill Yuji.
yeah, because Yuji ended up defeating his brother
Yeah.
back in the
Yeah, so
prior
those two
seasons.
guys that at the end of the first season, that Yuji and um did Yuji and Nobara fight.
Mhm.
They were his brothers. And I kind of got the feeling, especially like, I mean, I didn't have it spoiled for me, but the way that people talked about that fight, that it was something that was going to come back to kind of, in a way, kind of like, sort of bite Yuji in the ass, I guess, with what he did. And that's what that's what this episode was, I suppose. It is,
Yeah,
Choso just taking revenge.
yeah. So the entire fight, it's just it looks like Choso looks like he has like the upper hand against Yuji until Yuji lures him to the restroom to basically just flood it with with water, just spraying all over, which gives him like like a tactical advantage because Choso can't use his blood, like almost as like his blood bending abilities to use against Yuji, because the water combined with blood and ends up like expanding and exploding it on several points.
Yeah. Um, Although we do find out that Choso can harden parts of his body, uh, which make some of, depending on where Yuji lands an attack, makes it pretty much ineffective.
Yeah, and eventually, Chozo, I guess he uses one like a tooth that he extracts from his mouth, to I guess shoot like he almost like I think he uses it as a bullet to fire against Yuji, and I think Yuji takes at least a couple shots before he kind of goes down from all that blood loss.
Yeah, he just gets like slammed against the wall, um, and he gets taken out, and he also has like uh this weird like dream or vision of him and Choso and his other brothers is sitting at a table, and yeah, I guess in the dream, Yuji's also one of their brothers, and they're just eating together. Um, and I guess the whole point of it is to show like, I guess this is how things could have been or something. I don't really know, but um, yeah. And then if we see that Yuji just, I mean, I was actually kind of surprised like Yuji just ends up pretty much losing this fight against Choso, even though like it seems like he did kind of back him into a corner, but he just Choso got the upper hand in the end.
Yeah, I mean, but of course, what stopped Choso from finishing Yuji off is all these like random flashes of of whatever it is, like just flooding into Choso's
Oh
mind.
wait, that I
Uh,
might have been wrong about that. I think that was that Choso seeing that vision, or was that Yuji that saw that? Because I think that was actually
I think, well,
because
Choso was the one seeing
yeah,
it,
because
but
I
with
think that what
Yuji
happened
just
was
being,
that he was about to finish Yuji off, but then Sakuna intervened and showed him. I guess he was the one to show him those visions.
Mhm. Yeah, and of course, this causes him to spiral like in disbelief, and then he just what walks out without really going after Yuji after that. And of course, I think there was an end credit scene in which we see the Hasaba sisters discover Yuji's unconscious body, and deciding what to do with them. I mean, it's unknown. Like, I mean, the last we seen those sisters is like they confronted like the fake ghetto, demanding that they bring like the real ghetto back. But I guess they have their own ulterior motives of what they want to do with Yuji in terms of like going after the fake ghetto.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I would be interested to see what kind of plans they have for what they're going to do with Yuji. Um, and I mean, also just the fact that we haven't really seen much of him at all since Jujutsu Kaisen Zero. I am wondering what like what exactly they're up to. Um, but
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, so far, like the Hospital Sisters were like the only characters from Geto's original group that really showed up. We do know that there's like one other person, who's currently with Utah. But then I think there was like a couple more people, but we don't know what happened to them since the events of Zero.
yeah, and unfortunately, in this arc, we're not really gonna I guess, really get much about what happened with Yuta, since he doesn't really
Yeah.
show up. Um,
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they bring Yuta back in like as maybe a special cameo appearance by the end of the season.
yeah,
I mean that could be a possibility, but I mean, from like obviously I do know that that Yuta does not make any kind of appearance in the Shibuya arc, but like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if they somehow decided just to like bring Yuta back for like a quick cameo scene.
yeah. But yeah, I don't really have too much else to say about the episode. I mean, of course, I think the main takeaway from the episode is just the impressive animation and the fight scene in general. I mean, especially considering the whole episode was the fight. Um, I mean, it's some of the best that we've seen from the series so far. I mean, the only thing I feel like that compares to it would be like some of the stuff from the Jujutsu Kaisen Zero movie, and I mean, there are some things in season one I can think back to that were pretty impressive. I mean, all around, I think the animation in general for Jujutsu Kaisen has been just really stellar with the fights. But this one really was. You could tell there was like a lot of passion that went into it.
Mhm.
And I mean, some people that it's another example of like I feel like, especially with the comparisons of from the manga, I feel like it's one of those uh one of those scenes that is actually better in the anime, honestly, from what I've seen of it. Um, so yeah, I mean, that was like the best thing for me. I was just really impressed by just how everything played out with the fight. And just, I mean, everything about it was just incredible. But yeah, I don't really have anything else to say about the episode, though. I don't know if you have anything else to say.
Yeah, definitely one of the best episodes this season, or in the story arc in general. Um, I mean, we still, we still had that good fight between uh, what was it, Toji and Gojo back in the previous episodes. But like
Yeah.
this one, like this fight between Yuji and Choso, like it's just dedicated an entire episode, just in just in it of itself.
Yeah. But yeah, guys. So that all that being said, until next time, we will see you all later.